Episode 96, 5 left, and we're still rolling the dice. Welcome to Long Play Video. Alright, here we are. Welcome back to the shop. Episode 96. As we go through my 100 favourite films of all time.
Are you gonna feel sad not saying that again? Is that gonna get? Are you gonna have like withdrawal symptoms? Is it gonna be like PTSD? Should we? Call someone?
I reckon by episode 97 or 98, I think I would have really nailed the opening. So
yeah, still waiting.
I just we'll do a deep cut of just every opening and how similar they all are. Yeah. So for this week's episode 96, we've actually bringing Woody down to the shop. Here he is now.
Hi guys, nice to see you all again.
How you doing?
Welcome back to the shop for a non-Lord of the Rings.
It's nice to hear that. So
yeah,
I don't know why you still dressed up as Gandalf, but we appreciate the effort. So
yeah, why not? When in Rome.
Well, here we are. So we've got five films left. So we'll just ignore it if I roll a 6 on the dice. But I'm gonna roll the dice. There isn't a Lord of the Rings or Hobbit choice.
That's good to hear.
To have just to relieve you of any fears there. There is obviously, as everyone now knows, though, there is a 3-hour Taiwanese movie. So I'm not sure that that's any better. Before we roll the dice, do you have a movie that you're bringing back?
The Weapons film. I saw it recently. It was really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the horror genre, but
nice.
I still really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
lovely.
Well, we can.
I haven't seen that.
We can take that over to the horror side of the shop. It's a bit dusty. There's some cobwebs. we don't go over there that often.
Yeah, exactly. Stay away from that section. It's too scary.
Actually, Woods, could you take it back for us? We don't want to go over there. Some of the DVD covers just spook us a bit too much. So
no.
Oh, nice bit of horror for it.
That seems to be good. Running in your wider family, Andy, but it just didn't hit you. You're more musical theatre.
I'm the odd one out. There's no hole on the list.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, here we go. Let me bring out the fabled dice.
Good luck, Woody.
I'm praying.
It's a bit like the lottery, isn't it? Let's
yeah. But wait, there's just no upside. It's just less downside.
Okay, here we go. Okay, we get a 3 on the dice, which brings us to Grosse Pointe Blank.
Oh, amazing.
Okay.
Woody, what do you know?
Woody.
No.
Tell us what you know.
Grosse Pointe Blank. It sounds very familiar, but I'm not going to be able to tell you anything about the film.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Hopefully
no
that isn't the same in part 2.
Kev, you did a little jig there. I can't believe it. I've never seen you so excited. Is this a favourite or just in comparison to what it could have been?
Yeah, what I've just been through. I love this film. This is a great film. I will be interested to see. I wonder if it's more our generation film. So it'll be interesting to see what Woody thinks of this. But yeah, I love this film. I think it is fantastic. It was very high up on my list as well.
Yeah, okay. There we go. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, Woods, but at least
exactly. Confirmed. It's an old person film.
No.
Woods is like, I'm going to need subtitles, or it's going to be in black and white. So Grosse Pointe Blank, 1997's Grosse Pointe Blank. So back in the late the late
Don't.
20th century,
Don't.
the late
No.
1900s. Starring John Cusack, Minnie Driver, Dan Aykroyd, directed by George Armitage, who doesn't do anything, so we don't really need to mention him ever again. Let me just slide over the DVD cover for you, Woody, so that you can kind of get a sense of
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
what
it
it
is an
looks
old
like.
film, isn't it?
Arguably one of the worst DVD covers I think of all time.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
They
pretty
don't
bad.
even. That does not look like John Cusack.
It does look a bit strange, yeah. It's just him and Minnie Driver on the front, which, knowing what, obviously we both know what the film's about, I can only imagine what you're thinking, Woody. It's just like,
It's just-
what is going on? Yeah. Any more thoughts now that you've seen the DVD?
I'm just
Concerns?
getting very two different vibes from like the front to the back. I was gonna say, is it like another romance based off the front? But
Yeah.
the back seems a bit different.
Yeah, the back's a little bit more dark, isn't there? Bullet holes. Yeah.
Can you, because it is a 1997 copy, can you read the synopsis? Obviously, the font is a little bit weird because it's 1997. They didn't have our printers at the time were
Yeah.
much worse.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Can you read it?
Yes.
All right, nice.
So a couple of very good quotes. We like a good quote.
A very funny movie. Is that?
I mean,
Yeah.
they didn't. I don't think they earned their money at Good Morning America for putting a quote a very funny movie.
We've only got space for 4 words. What can you give us?
At least People magazine went for more of a pun.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe give us the
Yeah, the synopsis.
the synopsis. With
Here's the Killer, a comedy that's loaded with outrageous fun. For Martin Blank, a hitman stuck in a career rut, attending his 10-year-old high school reunion about the last thing he's in the mood for. It's a good start, I guess.
Yeah, you get it now, yeah.
Yeah. But when their prospects of rekindling an old flame and pulling off one final job convince him to go, things are looking up. And that is until... Do we still use arch rivals now? Is that just... I thought we left that.
I mean, I still have an arch rival. I don't know.
Until Martin's arch rival shows up aiming to blow the competition away. For
Nice.
hilarious comedy entertainment that's packed with action, Grosse Pointe Blank is a surefire knockout.
Oh, there you go. Does
Does
that
that-
give you
does
more
that-
insights?
Whet your appetite, or
I mean,
yeah. Concern you more or less. I think is how we should go about it.
it does seem like a film that I would see on like a Saturday. It was just like thrown on TV.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm
think
judging
that's-
the quality of it.
Yeah. I wonder if
I
this
think
would be a
that's fair.
Netflix film now. Like, do you think that's what it would be?
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty low budget. There's a
bit
couple of
more
stories about that.
independent.
I think it's interesting that on the back they say John Cusack from Con Air. I'm a bit like, oh, okay, that's like trying to make him seem more actiony, and then they just say Dan Aykroyd because they're just like, we don't need to name a film. Dan Aykroyd, you know who Dan Aykroyd is.
You know who he
Woody.
is. Yeah.
Do you know who Dan Aykroyd is?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. Well, what are your thoughts now then, Woody? Are you looking forward to seeing it? Are you concerned?
It does seem like it would be a good film.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I slandered the word arch rival, but having that does kind of like it adds a level of like action that you need to hit for it.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they fit that.
Yeah. So then, Andy, it's high in the list. It's in the top 6. So yeah, what's that? I mean, obviously, I know why. But for our four listeners,
I've got you've got a new sense of respect for me because you weren't.
I'm like,
like,
yeah,
oh,
this is
wow.
good. Yeah.
One of the
We've
top
finally
6
got
I've
there.
heard of.
Yeah. 96 movies in, I'm like, yeah, that's right. They should be in the top 6. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a previous number one. This is like there was quite a long time where this was my favorite film. It was definitely a DVD. I didn't watch it at the cinema or anything. But yeah, it was just one of those almost like what a Netflix movie is now, where you kind of you kind of rent a video that seems a bit strange, and then you just kind of absolutely love it. At the time, I would then have to rent it multiple times and then buy it when it eventually came out, like 3 years afterwards, to actually buy. But yeah, just always thought it was super funny. I think I watched this quite a long time before Good Will Hunting. Is that true? So like Minnie Driver in this, I think is way better than in Good Will Hunting. I think she's a much better character in this. Yeah. Because she's actually a character, whereas in Good Will Hunting maybe she's less of a character. And this was kind of one of those films that like no one had seen. So this was back in the early 2000s, Andy. This is the type of film that I would say, Grosse Pointe Blank's a great film, you should watch that, and people would be like, oh, okay, yeah, no, we'll check that out of the video shop and stuff. And rather than the 3.5 hour Taiwanese movie, that is where that trend ended up. So yeah, always liked it, always thought it was funny. It's a good mix of romance, comedy, action. It always made me laugh. I was reading something about it, and they said like, if sort of James Bond is the quintessential British man, this is the quintessential US man, because it's someone who would murder for money rather than murder for the
Queen and country.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which I thought was was interesting. I would say as well as an Andy movie. It's a little bit like, in places it's a bit strange, and you're a bit like, it doesn't all flow together, and you're a bit like, what's going on with that? And then having listened to a couple of podcasts, apparently the original script to it, apparently like the actors just got together and were like, this script just isn't funny at all. So they said to the director in the studio, like, let us just ad lib for like a couple of days. And I think like they all had good chemistry, and they were like, you know what, let's just ad lib it and see what happens. And John Cusack like went to the studio apparently and was like, look, just let us ad lib and like then look at the footage and see if it works. And it did. And so they basically like ad libbed loads of it, and it became much more about kind of the interaction between the three kind of main characters a lot more than it was before. And so then you can kind of tell that sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. But I think that kind of gives it almost a bit of a like it's not slick, it's not like well put together. There's I think there are a couple of things that are like, that clearly refers to something else that they then cut out of the movie. So that I like it where you either have to be super polished, or I like it where it's a bit obviously where the story doesn't really make sense, as we've discovered.
We've had a few
of them the film very well, but
well, that's the thing.
It's not very polished, and like they cut a lot of the script isn't the best.
They just ad libs because the words were rubbish.
That's what it's all about, though, because it makes it feel a bit more, a bit more raw and a bit more a bit more edgy. So that's what I like.
I mean, I know what you mean because I've seen the film, but I could get what you were saying with it. Like, you'd be like, well, this sounds horrific. And knowing some of the films that I've seen on Andy's list that feel like that, they are horrific. But I can assure you, this is not one of them.
So, John Cusack is an interesting one. Woody, what do you know John Cusack from? Or do you know him from anything? Like, do you well, funnily enough, this DVD is not the DVD to look at.
Don't just say Con Air.
Nothing like John Cusack. But do you know him from anything? Do you have like
the surname rings a bell, but I can't actually put his face to the name, so I'm really struggling with piecing it together of what else he has been.
Hot Tub Time Machine. That's probably.
Oh, really?
I think that's funny enough. I think that's in your dad's top 6. Okay, interesting.
Wow.
Interesting. That's not actually a joke. I think actually he would probably put it. He would probably put it quite high.
He is not allowed on this podcast
okay.
anymore.
Interesting, because like John Cusack. I mean, we're not going to get ahead of ourselves, but like for what dates the film, like John Cusack, obviously for us was quite not an important actor, but was quite a recognizable actor. But for me,
right?
Well, that's the funny thing with, as we've talked about the Rat Pack and Breakfast Club, and like he was almost cast as Ferris Bueller and stuff. But for me, like that was nothing. I didn't know him until like the 90s version of him, like this. Like this, and I think maybe this and Con Air were the first things that I saw him in.
Wow.
And then and then High Fidelity and stuff like that. This is like the John Cusack I know. Funnily enough, it wasn't. I watched Say
amazing.
Anything
because he's basically you in film form. Like he does
looking in a mirror.
He does like quirky independent films. He's like, you know, a bit different, bit he's not like an action movie. Amazing.
But I've never seen 16 Candles. So
my lord,
I've never seen that. And then I watched Say Anything like super late. Like after I'd watched this, I saw I'd heard he was in like, you know, other films, like you know, older films as a teenage star, and I didn't and I didn't know anything about that. So actually, like this and High Fidelity, obviously both being on the list, were kind of where I knew him from. Serendipity as well is a little bit of a favorite, but that didn't make it on the list because I didn't want to
enough
romance on the list. But everyone's watched it. Even Woods, have you seen Serendipity, or was it just because you had a little
again?
smile?
I feel like it's a normal vibe.
I've not seen Serendipity either, so you are on your own.
And then obviously, like, just so did you sort of come to this, Kev, with like having like that relationship with John Cusack, like knowing him from when he was much younger?
Yeah, I remember seeing like Class when I was very young. I remember it coming on TV, and thinking that was a great film. I loved that. Andrew McCarthy as well, his best. I knew him from those sort of 80s films. So I already knew who he was. So I think this works as quite a nice extension from that. I think if you come into your first introduction to him is Con Air, it's definitely different in that than in most of his other films. But
you know what? I've never thought about that before. Like that he did all of the high school movies, and then this is like almost a high school movie in a way, right? Because it's the high school reunion.
True.
You know what? I've never put that together because I only think of him as the older. That will be interesting because obviously I've watched Brat Pack and Bratz and everything like that now. So that'll be interesting to see if that actually changes it.
I really liked him as an actor. I think it was really good, and I feel like it's a shame. I feel like he's not been in enough good films. Like I think he's good, and I think he's just been in a lot of. I don't know if he just doesn't care or if he's just made bad decisions, but he's been in a lot of films, and most of them are pretty terrible, which I think is a shame because I think he's a good actor. But
I think it's kind of early 2000s after that. There's not many good films.
No, Hot Dog Time Machine 1 and 2, for example.
I did. Funnily enough, I just watched Chirac, which he's in, but he's quite a small part in that. That's a very good film.
Have you seen Identity? That's quite good.
Yeah, I have. Back in the day.
You probably would prefer that, Woody, but we're not going to watch that one.
Okay. Well, that's gonna be interesting. I'd almost never thought about the fact that this is an extension of a high school movie. To be honest with you, that's never really. That's Woody, how do you feel about like high school set movies just as a whole. It's not really a genre that you see as much these days, is it?
No, but I do enjoy it. It's just like high school reunions is like a good place for a film, I'd say.
Yeah.
It just adds a lot to the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're obviously a lot closer to high school than we are. So you'll remember. Yeah, we'll be coming at it from there's a great line at the beginning. It doesn't spoil anything, where someone's talking about going to their high school reunion and says it's just as though everyone had swelled, and I like that.
Outwards.
So we're definitely at the other end of that, and you can remember what high school was like. So, and a 1990s 1 hour 47 minutes. It's
perfect.
It goes quickly. There's one boring scene at the beginning, but then
those left on the dice, that 3 hour Taiwanese film. I mean, I'm concerned for Poppy. I'm concerned.
It is a great film though. So so this will be a good one. So
look forward to this.
settle back. We'll do the prediction. I think, Kev, there will be an interesting one to see what the youths of today will like this. So make yourself a hunk. Get yourself. What's your go-to movie snack, Woody? What do you go for?
Pringles. Just easy to eat. They're just nice. Yeah. So I just gotta.
Yeah. Nice.
Good choice.
Yeah. Well, help yourself to some Pringles from the snack shelf. Get comfortable. We'll do the predictions, and then we'll see you after the film.
Okay.
Now, well, we go in the comfy chairs for the
lie back and relax
for the prediction.
Blank.
When was the last time you watched this?
I reckon probably within the last couple of years. I reckon. Yeah, I do really like this film. So I think it would be. It wouldn't have been too long.
Did it seem dated then? I mean, there's whenever you watch it a little bit more critically, it does seem to be more dated.
It always seems more dated. Yeah, and it's a shame because 90s are probably. I don't know if they're the worst, but I feel like sometimes they come off the worst.
The fashion was very particular. Well, but then the fashion in the 80s was very particular.
It's
as
more
well,
like I think 80s just sort of did things and it was all okay. It's almost like 90s got worse, and then you were like, oh, that shouldn't be in there.
I was watching something that asked the question: was 1996 the peak of everything?
Really?
The other day.
What happens in 96?
Yeah. It's the Euros. With
yeah.
Venables. It's three lions. Comes out.
So the peak for the UK, then, not for anyone else in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Just, I would say that the person was definitely British.
Okay.
So.
Ooh, predictions.
What do you think? I mean, he didn't like Lord of the Rings.
I mean. Yeah,
there is less walking in this. So
there is still actually scenes of walking though. So you are not like that. I'm going to be really, really interested to see what he thinks of this. Actually, like I think as a film, I think back on this, like you said, I don't think it's dated. I think as a concept it works. There are some bits that are just a bit like like they sort of muggle through because it's just sort of funny and it's just like silly jokes and it makes it more authentic and seem almost real, like it is. Not necessarily a film, but I just don't know. Is it going to be too slow? Is it like I don't know if current generation this is just too slow and it's just not, and it's not going to resonate as well. I think that might be the other thing.
Yeah,
so I really don't know. I mean, if I've got to push, I'm going to say I think he's going to like it because two things. I've got confidence in this film, and I think your nephews are just too nice, so they will just say they like it even when they don't. What about you?
We have the power dynamic. They have to be nice. Yeah, I think the therapy subplot will be interesting. I think that's probably the thing that, like, therapy in the 90s and therapy now. I think the perspectives on it, I think, are probably the most different. So I think that we're like, killing people in the 90s and killing people now. It's pretty much the same. It's just for laughs. So I think that's why. I think the therapy bit will be. It will be the most interesting to see if it ages. But I think there's action. It is funny. There's some good action sequences. Like obviously there's a little bit of like ennui of sort of looking back at things and like the path, which obviously hasn't gone down that path yet. So but I think there's enough nostalgia in films that will be fine, and that will hold up. I'm trying to think if there's anything that's controversial, but I don't think there is. Which again, for a 90s movie is probably quite rare. No one kisses anyone who's unconscious. So to be honest with you, it's already winning for most of the films in the 1990s. I think you'll like it. It's a fun film. Isn't it? Fun. I think it will be good. I think there'll be some bits that he thinks are a bit silly, or a bit weird, or a bit silly because it's a bit 90s. But yeah, okay, well, yeah. Let's get out there. Let's hope he hasn't eaten all of the fingers. Do you like a Pringle? Once
exactly.
So let's get out there and watch it, and we'll see what he thinks after the jump.
Cliché.
Oh,
cliché.
Ouch.
Cliché.
That hurts.
I mean, it might have built some of the cliches because obviously it's an old film.
Yeah.
But there was many things that happened in
based
it
on
that I'm
this.
just like,
Go on, walk us through some of the cliches.
15 minutes before the end, the couple quote unquote breaks up.
Yeah.
And then that resolves. And it's not even 15 minutes. You have the credits afterwards as well.
Yeah, that's true.
But obviously, that's going to happen in any film.
You need to watch Every Which Way But Loose. This is the classic thing where
there's always another film to watch,
film,
Woody. Don't fall into the trap. Then you have to watch another film.
They don't get together, and it's not a good film. But even so, they had to make a sequel just to get them together because everyone hates it because you have to get together at the end of a film. Otherwise there's uproar.
Yeah.
No, you could have ended with him just admitting to himself that he needs better morality.
What did you think about
you don't get to have me, slams the door, credits.
Yeah,
what a harsh film.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh wow, I wonder if there's any post-credit scenes.
I did check that there are none, just in case anyone wants it.
Yeah, I don't think that
just him on his own drinking himself to death.
Yeah,
on the grave of his father, who's just like...
driving off the side of a bridge. What did you think of the general film though? So yeah, obviously maybe they've been included a lot of cliches, but the concept,
really good.
Yeah.
I very much enjoyed it. They were wrong saying cliche. It's not bad.
Yeah.
I found it funny at some point.
Yeah.
And it was just entertaining to watch.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? I forgot about how good the music is, like, and how well it links into some of the scenes, especially when they're playing. Is it Live or Let Die? Where before he's about to see,
and then it goes into the
home that's been converted into a convenience store. That was really good. I think the music was. I really appreciated the music more watching it this time. Did you like it, Andy?
It's a great soundtrack. It's so interesting. Like, so because obviously for us, there's a lot of those songs that like are of the time. They may be a little bit early because, funnily enough, it's a very 80s soundtrack. So it's maybe like a little bit earlier. But like for you, Woods, how many of the songs did you actually know?
I knew most of the songs.
Oh, that's good.
I know, that's the thing. I'm just interested because it would almost be the equivalent of when we were growing up hearing like songs from the 60s where you know a lot of them because they're on a lot of stuff. So you knew quite a lot of the soundtrack?
Yeah. And I even wrote it down and it's like, the songs were very good.
Yeah.
And they fit the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They added them in well.
Very entertaining.
I think the thing I was reading up about this is the reunion supposed to be from 1987 or something. I think 1 year like that, and all the songs are supposed to be from that year, and that's why it all sort of links in. So whether that's true, I don't know. That might just be some some fake news on the internet, but it sounded good, so I'll pass it off as real life news on this podcast.
So, what about you, Kev, on the rewatch? What was your
brilliant?
What was your one word?
Yeah, loved it. Brilliant. I'll put. It was just like, I think I was reading up about it, and they were talking about how the original.
I mean, that in itself it means that you liked it.
Exactly.
Because, we're 96 films in. This is the first time I've ever heard you say I was reading up about it. So.
Well, I don't like to delve into your lane too much, Andy. You've got your skills, and I've got mine.
You're getting ready for season 2. We've got to finish season 1 first.
But they were saying about it was very dry the first, like just when the original script, and it just wasn't very funny. And I think John Cusack had to go to the producer or someone and said, it just isn't working. Let us do 1 week of like ad-libbing more. And then if you don't, and we'll send you the dailies and see what you think about it. And then that's what they did. So there's so much ad-libbing in the whole film, which adds in that extra. You can kind of feel it because the scenes there's a point where they talk like a little bit slower. Like it's not just as quick. Like they sort of stop, like thinking a bit and then a response. And I feel like that really adds to what this film is. I thought the cast were really good. I love the idea. Like the idea is so silly, it's brilliant, right? And it was just, and then the music and everything was great. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I was saying afterwards, it's just like an old pair of jeans that just fits really nicely, and you just put them on. You're like, oh yeah, this is just nice. Are they out of fashion? Maybe.
If you're wearing them, Andy,
but they're just so.
We know the answer.
They're just so comfortable that you can't do anything else. And I think, again, sort of. I mean, a little bit on the noir sort of spectrum. I think from the sort of the banter back and forth and the script. But I don't think it is noir. I was kind of thinking to myself, is it sort of noirish? But I think like just the interplay between all of the characters and the. I would say like for Minnie and John Cusack, like the chemistry that they have kind of makes the film. Because I think if they don't have chemistry, and actually I would almost go so far to say if Minnie isn't good, I don't think this film works at all, because then it's like too much about him. She kind of wrests almost control from him. So that every scene that she's in, she's great. And like the fact is, she's not like some damsel in distress.
No.
Like she's had a life. She's been fine. Like it upset her when he didn't turn up, but like she's got married. She's like she has this backstory that actually, if we do the Woody cut, which we'll obviously speak to the we won't speak to the directors, unfortunately. We passed away a couple of years ago, but we'll speak to the studio. Like I think if you do the Woody cut, actually you're like, you know what, Minnie, that's the right decision. That's fine. Actually, you're going to go away and live your life. He's going to be a mess, but you're fine with it. And I think like the fact that she gets him on the radio to begin with is great, and like right from the start. She's just got an energy, which I think, I think that kind of it doesn't save the film, but I think that's what makes it so interesting, is that you do have like both of them bouncing off each other rather than just the other way. I mean, again, like a more brutal cut of the film just has Minnie shooting him in the head at the very end when he opens the bathroom door.
That might be a bit too much, but it would be realistic. So
we'll call that the Tarantino cut and leave it there. But I think all of the like side characters and I think like when he meets the teacher. And they just have this like 2 or 3 minutes of just back and forth, and it's really like he's like, that is what happens when you meet someone that you've not seen for 10 years. You're a bit like, oh, so what's going on? Yeah, good. All right then, well, see ya. And then like you don't actually have anything to say. And, like she's like having a go at him back because he's an adult now and stuff. And it's just, I think all of the side characters are just quite funny. We'll talk about it with the characters. Although I know that Kev will just go for the main one, even though he's more Bobby Beamer. But I think I think all of the interplay and stuff is great, and so much. I mean, talking about like how comfortable, how much is like part of your life.
Mm.
I had some poached eggs the other day, and it had all of the milky white stuff on top. And I even thought to myself, they should have scraped this off. And then I'm just instantly back in that diner scene. So.
Yeah, that's so good when they're obviously got the guns under the table and they're really cautious. They're giving their order, and then he's asking for the omelette, and she's like, "Well, technically that's not an omelette." And he's just like, "I just want the protein. Just leave me alone. Go away." That was good.
Yeah, was there anything that you didn't like, Woody, or that didn't work for you? I mean,
Not really. I very much enjoyed the film. Obviously, there were some bits which the ending scene, well, near the end where the dad is about to get sniped.
Yeah.
mm.
The van was in the middle of the road.
yeah.
He would have seen it.
Yeah.
I understand you want to run.
And he's literally...
Woody, you're so young. You're so young with your eyesight.
And he's only about, like, he's got a sniper rifle, he's about 100 feet away. He's not even that far away.
Yeah. And they're literally just parked in the middle of the road. Yeah, I did notice that on this one. But again, I'm not sure that I would have seen it. I would have just been listening to a podcast and running along.
Yeah. I did think,
but yeah, other than that, it was really good.
I thought Dan Aykroyd was really good, and like so much so, I was like, I wrote down, like, was he underused or was he just perfectly used? Because like every scene he's in, I thought he was brilliant, and so it's kind of like the 40 Towers syndrome, isn't it? Like everyone always wants them to have made more episodes. It's like, but would they have made more episodes? Would it have been not as good? So I don't know. Like, would it have been better with more Dan Aykroyd? But he was. I just thought. Every scene he's in, he was just brilliant. Him and John Cusack together as well was just absolutely magic. Just really good.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I wondered about that as far as like dating the film as well, Woods. And I'd be interested in your view, Tate, because like I think his sort of representation of like the corporization of hitmen. Like it's almost like, oh, well, they're selling out, becoming a corporate, like, which is obviously just funny because obviously they're hitmen. So it's like, well, you're selling out. You're not lone gunmen. It's the look at the way I dress. Like it's that thing. And I think that's still, we talked about it a couple of times over all of the films, like that notion of like selling out or being part of a corporation is very sort of Gen X almost in its like theme. And I wonder for you, Woods, does that still sort of hold up as far as like being funny? The fact that like he's like, oh, they're going to be meetings. No, I don't want meetings.
Yeah. The fact that was one of the last lines, it was insane.
Yeah,
but yeah, it very much, with it being just making a union basically.
Yeah,
it very much changes the vibe in my opinion.
Yeah.
It is funny, isn't it? Like it's like that was clever. I thought that was a good thing, the way that they add that into the script as well, because it adds an extra like layer of like funniness to it. Of they're trying to kill this guy to make sure that he doesn't get them, so that then they can create a union, which just makes no sense. It's just all completely crazy. But it was.
Well, that's
good.
it. Like all of the rules about when you are allowed to kill someone is like almost very of its time, right? So he's. I mean, funnily enough, he's doing it because there's a leaky sunroof, which is the what they say is the reason, which is very Detroit in the 90s joke. But then, like, the hitmen are going to, the union are going to do it. But then also the NSA agents, they can't kill him until he's killed the dad. So it's not like they're trying to save the dad. No, they just are waiting for him to kill him, so that then they can kill Martin. And you're just like, it's sort of like, there are times when you can kill people and you have to, and that's fine. But like, and obviously that's also what he's kind of wrestling with the entire time, right? Is I love that line, and she's like, you're a psychopath. He's like, no, a psychopath kills for no reason. I kill for money.
Yeah, and that's what I love. Like at the end as well, like when Dan Aykroyd's obviously set up with the NSA agents, and he's like, "You got to kill Martin Blank. I've told you where he's going to be. I've told you what he's doing." And then at the end, when they come in, he's just like, whatever. And they both just shoot them. And I think that was just great. It's just so funny. It just shows you how like crazy like Dan Aykroyd's character is, that was just brilliant. Like, because you're thinking, how's he going to get out of this? Oh, okay, Dan Aykroyd's just going to shoot them, and that will solve the problem.
Workers of the world unite.
Yeah, exactly.
Was there anything else that you thought aged it, or that was new on this watch, Kev? Because I presume you've watched this a lot.
Yeah, I have seen it a number of times, and it was definitely high up on my list. I did notice, and this is just with a bit more of my research as well, that there was like all of his family are in this. So obviously Joan Cusack's in it, who we all know. Well, maybe you do, but yeah, for everyone from the 80s. But then his sister and his brother are also in it as well. So I noticed those this time. But
cliche now. That's what Sandler does in all of his
Sandler has taken it to a new level. He's the king. He knows what he's doing. That's for sure. But no, I didn't think there was anything that really dated the film either. Like, obviously, old mobile phones and things like that. But I didn't think any of the dialogue, I thought, that doesn't hold up. So I thought it was all pretty good in terms of the dialogue. That's a good one actually for you. Was there anything? Yeah, because you're closer to the right age than we are. So,
I mean, the whole conversation between the teacher, where like he starts saying how he had to go west and do Horatio, algo, and all of those. Yeah, I searched them up after the film. I didn't understand any of those references.
They're off the syllabus now. So
exactly. Yeah, so that's why.
Mary Tyler Moore, presumably you didn't get that. Yeah, that reference either.
Yeah,
those are 80s references, definitely. I mean, I would say if considering he got that box through airport security with all the guns and knives in. That's maybe a bit questionable. Back in the 90s, that was airport security.
Well, it's the US, isn't it? It's the amendments. Take guns anywhere. Yeah.
I would say the airplane thing that he does with Minnie is super difficult. Like I tried it with my daughter, who's obviously a lot smaller than Minnie Driver.
Yeah.
And because you're like crunching. First of all, my knees almost don't actually allow me to do it. And secondly, like it actually to get the balance and to do it takes a lot. That's actually really difficult. He just casually does it, but there's good core strength there from him. So
I find that's just a weird scene to have.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was meant to be a metaphor for something.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. What do you gain from this?
Yeah.
I think you need to see her reject him. I think you need to see that it's not easy. But like that they have the chemistry, and you like when he's like, oh, so is this the same bed? You're like, okay. And I think that's the thing. Like you're supposed to you can almost see them hanging out in that room a lot as kids.
Yeah.
And then like to go back, and then for her to say, yeah, okay, no, this isn't easy. You can leave now.
Yeah.
I think you just kind of need that little bit of okay. You're still. She says, doesn't she? You're still in the penalty box.
Yeah.
And I think again, I like that because you're like, he has been gone for 10 years, and he is telling everyone that he's a hitman. So maybe that it needs to be a little bit more difficult than just straight away.
Yeah. No, definitely. And I do think like you said, the two of them are so good together. It really, really makes a big difference, I think. Was there anything that you guys thought, any questions the film asks or answers?
How do they get his address to send the flyer for the reunion? I was like, presumably he tries to make himself quite difficult to find because he's a hitman. And yet, that's just a very good reunion committee.
It's a small town.
They managed to find him.
Everyone knows everyone,
This is before Facebook. This is it's difficult to actually find people.
Yeah.
One question for both of you. That I want some honest answers. Who is your Jenny Slater?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know if we've got long enough to.
Who's the person that you had 11 classes with, that you had a crush on, that didn't know you existed? Kev, I'm sure there's people.
There was someone that I remember at university I quite liked too, who didn't. That didn't go down as well as anticipated. So, yeah.
I'm sure she's not listening. It'll be fine.
Oh god, I can't even remember her name now.
Woods, anyone you want to throw out? I mean, school's a bit
give
closer
it a couple
for you.
years for like my high school reunion, and then I'll be able to tell you.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't help but feel it's a safe space. Although if you did say that when Freddie listens to it, he'd probably then call her up and be like, "Oh, have you checked out this podcast?" But to be honest, we need the listeners. So if you could, see
this could grow it
throw me to the
significantly.
wolves. I'm not a fan of this.
Yeah.
we need the listeners. Woods. Your personal life is good banter.
You thought you were getting away with it by not watching the 4-hour Taiwanese film. In reality, it's got worse.
Every time we mention that film, we should just add an hour onto how long it is. It's a 5-hour Taiwanese.
72 hours. I did wonder, like the way they portray it. Like, does it really matter what your job is? And I thought that was quite. Obviously, he sort of is tongue in cheek, where he's saying, "Oh yeah, I'm a hitman." I'm like, "Oh yeah, whatever, funny." And then obviously at the end, as you say, like Woody, they do get back together, even though he is a hitman or maybe former hitman. So yeah, did that really matter? And then I thought, would that be handy and useful on Tinder? You just put government assassin as your job. Yeah.
I feel like you're getting a certain demographic of people on Tinder that maybe you don't want to.
That is true. Yeah.
Funnily enough, one of my interviews questions is going to be, do you have a wife in Arkansas? Because I think that's just so specific that I think you should just ask everyone. Do you have a wife in Arkansas? And then, funnily enough, my last question was actually, would it have been better if they ended the movie after she left? So I was really with.
See, it's just She had one of the most normal reactions to seeing a murder in a film that I've ever seen. So
just runs off.
I've got a question for you then, Woody. Have you seen a little known film called Chef? Because that is ridiculous, the ending. So you should watch that.
Chef.
He doesn't kill anyone.
Yeah, but it's the whole point of they wrap up. His life becomes like he's won the lottery in the last 5 minutes. Everything fits in perfectly. It's just ridiculous. So yeah, if you ever get a chance,
and he doesn't
watch
even
that.
have to go on a killing spree.
Well, that one at least made it more enjoyable or fun. What about the deep fakes then? Andy, think anyone you would pull in for this?
No, so I think it's interesting on. Yeah, I think they have better chemistry than Gosling and Stone.
Yeah, agreed.
Which is rare because Gosling and Stone do have great chemistry, but I think they have better. So what I thought, and this kind of runs into my double feature, is that you deep fake Keanu into John Cusack, and then his wife from John Wick into Minnie Driver, and then this is like the prequel to John Wick.
Wow.
where you see them get together. Yeah. And then after that you watch John Wick, where it's all gone horribly wrong. So
wow.
This is
great.
the John Wick's prequel where he gives up his hitman ways.
I would watch that. That sounds good. Yeah, I'm in. I'm on board. Yeah. What about you, Woody?
That's what deepfake's all about.
Yeah.
I mean, with the Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone, the two leads in this film, they were too awkward together, and it just made it perfect. Yeah. They had the best chemistry. The scenes were just awkward to watch, and it was so funny, and you could tell they liked each other.
Yeah.
The other two are too. Yeah. I'm gonna say good
too
actors
polished.
here.
Oh, ouch!
Damning.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, a bit too polished. No, I get that. Apparently, Minnie ad-libbed the kiss in the radio station. Apparently, that wasn't in the script, but she was like, that would be your reaction, would just be like, is almost, is he, it should, because she does it in
Like,
such a
real?
like, is he almost real, is this
Yeah.
is this actually happening? And like the last time that she saw him, like they were going out together, so you don't before you just sort of pick up from where you left off. And I do think that's
that's a good
that's
a good
going
ad
back
lib.
to the ad-libbing and stuff.
No, that is good.
Which character did you go for? We'll skip over Kev doing Martin, because clearly he would see himself in that role.
I would love to be a contract
killer.
Go forwards? You know.
I went for the dude that works at the shop / house. I just found him so entertaining. He went through a whole explosion, and his one response was, "I'm pissed, I'm hurt, and I need to find a new job." I feel like you'd be a bit more upset. I need a new job.
Yeah,
that is perfect.
Good.
That's all. That's the best. And you would just be there playing Doom 2.
Exactly.
If it was available in the store. So.
Yeah. I mean, why would you not be playing it if you weren't there? You definitely would try it.
It's a great game.
Yeah. What about you then, Andy?
Obviously you want to be Martin, and there's obviously that. Although I did think Ken, who turns up, and Bobby says, "Oh, the computer guy," and then if you notice, actually he's chatting to Jenny Slater at the end at the table behind them, but there's like zero chemistry. He's just like catching up with her, and I just kind of felt like, I'd probably be Andy the computer guy if I went back to my reunion rather than the main character, but it'd be fine. So
everyone needs a computer guy. What about the lines then? Do you have any good lines, Woody?
I got many of them, being honest.
Yeah.
But I'll just do the where is it? If I show up at your door, chances are you did something to bring me there.
Yeah.
I just thought that was a very good line.
Yeah. That's good. And he uses it twice, right? Then when he tries to use it on her to justify his job, like, it didn't have the same impact in this scenario. But it's
he's
good.
like, this isn't working. This worked the last couple of times, I said.
Yeah. Any more?
And just the one I really liked of 1,000 innocent people get killed every day, but one millionaire's dog gets detonated and you're marked for life. And I really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
that's very, very of the time, right?
Yeah. Even now, maybe. What about you, Andy? Any good ones?
Yeah, sorry. I love we need to talk about the shrink scenes as well, the psychiatrist scenes, all of them, all of the interplay with them is just so funny. And funnily enough, almost that is the first time. Obviously, after this, you have Analyze This, and then you have Sopranos and stuff. But this is the first time that the concept of a hitman going to therapy that's definitely kind of started it. But I love the way that when he's talking the first time, he's just like, I've got problems at work, concept execution type stuff. And you're just like, he has the corporate speak, even though he doesn't want to be in the union. He's just like, it's not the fact that he's killing people, he's like, no, concept execution.
Exactly. It's different.
Okay, that's interesting.
God, those scenes are so good. And just the first scene on that, when you're just thinking, he's like, make sure you tell Oakman I'm coming over, and then he's just sitting there and he's going through it and he's like, I've told you I don't want to see you anymore, I'm not your therapist. And you just don't expect it at all.
You keep coming at the same time.
That was brilliant. But sorry, go on, any more?
Minnie with her, if you love something, set it free. If it comes back to you, it's broken. I think that's a great twist on that line, which obviously is from Indecent Proposal. I love a little bit of the hitman speak. Two spooks and a ghoul. I thought was it's just cool. And I love the fact that with one of the NSA agents, they say AKA Steve. They're like, his name's Steven, aka Steve. They say, funnily enough, he says, sorry if I fucked up your life, and she says it's not over yet. And there's quite a few sort of times when I think they sort of bring that up. It's the same with the dad when he says, oh, my whole life's in here, and he says, well, hopefully not. There's this concept, I think, that they're trying to play, which probably comes from the original script of it's not over yet. Like
Yeah.
it's your 10-year reunion. Everyone is like, oh, going back to the reunion to see whether you made it or not. But
Yeah.
actually, yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, what would they would be like 28.
Yeah.
Just like, it's just ridiculous to think that
Yeah.
that you've made it or not by 28.
Yeah.
But I think that, again, that's like, like we had last week, by the time that you're 30, if you've not made it back in the day,
Exactly.
then that was over. Whereas
Yeah.
now it's not quite the same. So
Yeah, that's true.
and I do think it was funny when they're having the argument in the room, and she says, "Is it something you've done?" And he's like, "It's more something I do." And I think that's
Yeah.
I think that's a good line.
Yeah, that's so many good ones, didn't they? There was a few I had. There was the one when the first scene when he's with Dan Aykroyd and they're like parked up and they're on the phone. He's like, "Where are you?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm in Morocco or whatever." And he's like, "Oh, really?" Yeah. And then he's parked up and they're just talking. And then there's a point, because he's obviously talking about the union. And then he just, I can't remember exactly what they're talking about, but he's like, "Yeah, hey, if you want a father, I'll give you a spanking." And I was just like, that was just a very random line to come out. There was the one where Joan Cusack keeps talking to him about the reunion, and she says, "I just find it amusing that you came from somewhere," which I thought was quite good. And then, I mean, someone has to say it.
When he's in the office with her as well. I love how
the scenes are so
nervous
good.
she is. Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, there is that little attention to detail. When he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'll come find you," and she's like, "Why?" And he's like, "No, it's not like that." And so
Yeah.
she is like scared of him too, which I think
Yeah.
is like really nice.
Yeah.
So, makes the world whole.
Yeah, she does do very well as well, I must admit. And then I'm sure we all had this, but no one else said it, so I'll say it. Obviously, when he's in the convenience store and he phones up the therapist and he said, "You can never go home again, Oatman, but I guess you can shop there." So yeah, that was.
I love the
good
fact
one.
that the bomb doesn't go off until the end of the microwave. I'm
Yeah.
fairly sure that
Yeah.
does that mean that if he'd got the timer wrong, that just nothing would have
It wouldn't
happened?
have gone
He
off.
timed it so perfectly that it's
He's
like
good.
bing.
He's a good assassin. That's what you could say.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah. La poubelle. Did you have a line for that described the podcast?
Well, I sort of thought into the future a little bit more on this one, and just thinking about us still doing this podcast in years to come. So I went with this. 10 years, man. 10. Where have you been for 10 years? Just thinking about what I've done for 10 years of this podcast. When we're on like season 5. What did I do for 10 years?
That's so funny. I'm curious what 10 years has done to you. And I said, well, we'll know by like halfway through season 4.
We will. So there we go. So anyone who's
We're
thinking that this is going
projecting
to
ourselves
stop,
out.
don't worry. Yeah, those 5 fans can rest easy. We'll be going forever.
Don't worry or worry, depending on how safe you feel having to listen to the podcast.
So reviews.
Nice. Reviews. Some great reviews for this one. We'll start with a great 3-star review. Just exactly the sort of mildly enjoyable nonsense that you would expect from a high school reunion comedy. Yeah, that's fine. That's a 3-star review.
Yeah.
Someone worryingly said, "I was really looking forward to watching this movie since it covered a topic situation that interested me." Now,
been a radio DJ?
that's the type of review that maybe gets the FBI coming and knocking on your door, because
Wow.
that's
Concerning.
That's a bit strange. Someone in all caps, so presumably very angry, but said, "Gave to my cousin's wife who likes John Cusack. Had seen it before myself." Not sure. I think maybe actually the
Yoda?
caps was just a
What's
typo.
going on? I've seen it before myself.
I'd seen it myself. I'd seen it. It thrives between social satire without becoming tiresome like most of Woody Allen's films. Just a random cheap shot of Woody Allen films in John Cusack.
We're noticing that more and more, aren't we, with the 3-star reviews? Everyone's just starting to get other people involved in their reviews. Like, who cares about what you think about Woody Allen?
They're trying to do the algo.
Yeah, true.
They're
true.
trying to do the algo. They're trying to give us hints. I enjoy the movie, which is why I bought it. But if you advertise a 25th century edition, there should be something extra to make it a special edition. I don't know. Call me crazy. Also, a trailer is not an extra unless it is red band. So that person wasn't happy. And then someone next to that goes on a great rant. This is a 3-star review. This film is the perfect blend of action and romantic comedy. Great acting all around, fun music, good love story. The Blu-ray is top notch. Colors are crisp. There's only a few artifacts that I noticed for it being 1997. It looks really stunning. The image is sharp and the blacks look great, which is a priority for this film. Is Cusack is in black. Audio is perfect also. Voices are centered, proper, and music and action sound great. Where this disc falls is in the extras. There are none at all. So this gets 3 out of 5 stars. It's not as quite as epic fail for Disney as Color of Money, because this film looks remastered, but it is such a long wait for it to come out. Where the fuck is the disc so slack on extras? Come on, Disney. Tell me you didn't throw out all of your archival footage, interviews, dailies, anything. We don't even get a 15-minute making of featurette. No galleries, no retrospective interviews. It's almost like Disney doesn't care about their studio catalogue. The Mouse House needs to stop calling these anniversary editions if they aren't going to give us the goods. End rant.
Wow, that is intense.
It's a good
Someone really hates Disney. Yeah. That's a bit of an interesting
2 stars.
one. Yeah, I was going to say 3 stars for the film.
Extras.
2 stars for extras. Who does that? That's crazy.
I just feel like that person feels betrayed by Disney, and we need to find out.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
So so double features. I've already said mine. John Wick is a sequel. Go straight into it.
Nice.
What did you guys have?
What did you have, Woody?
I have the film called Central Intelligence with The Rock and Kevin Hart.
Nice.
Which is the same plotline of Hitman goes to a high school reunion. It's just a different spin, as Kevin Hart's a romance, I guess. So.
It's a bromance.
Bromance,
that's good. It's a fun. When they're at the bar, it's a very fun scene.
Where
they take on the 3 guys. Nice.
I went 4, so I was going for like that still funny script sort of area, and then also the music playing such a big part. And as I knew Woody was on the pod as well, I thought I'd go down an avenue that he might like. So I went for Guardians of the Galaxy, because I thought that would work well. Because the first one is quite funny, and the music's so important, and it's very like sort of silly as well. So I think that would be good back to back with this.
Nice. It's not a bad show.
Yeah, I can see that. So for the algo, for other films, Kev, where did you go for?
Just prepare yourself for this. This is an instant home run. I don't even need to hear the AI's ones. I've definitely won this. So I don't even know if I should bother saying them, really. But I've got one film that's basically bang on, and there's 2 from your list. So, I mean, if ever there was criteria for winning this round, this is it.
No one likes to suck up.
So, I feel like it's basically a combination of In Bruges and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, but done better. So, very... In Bruges, obviously, as we watched it, dated badly. So, very similar to that, but maybe not quite tongue-in-cheek. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, I think, is very close. And then, have you seen War Inc.? That's got... Yeah, so that is basically a sequel pretty much to this film. It's John Cusack, it's Joan Cusack, and it's Dan Aykroyd. and he's basically a hitman.
Yeah.
And it's a dark comedy. So, yes, I thought, the fact that film exists is ridiculous, because it is basically just the sequel to this. But, So what did the algo have?
So the algo went Nice Guys, which I think is actually a closer one than Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, because it is a lot more comedy driven. And obviously does have Gosling in, I think, in one of his non-crying roles. But then it also goes Burn After Reading, Big Lebowski, Get Shorty, and Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Lost
and I
it.
feel like it just it loses its way. I mean, Big Lebowski,
No, Mr. and Mr.
yeah,
Smith.
not sure.
Definitely not. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
came in with a
Yeah.
big, massive War Inc., basically the sequel, and it's
It's
flanned out
basically a sequel.
with Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I I mean, it had a
Yeah.
good run.
No,
I
I
had to
think-
stop it, and I had to really pull out
Yeah.
the big guns today, and I'm glad that I did.
You've stopped the run. So now you're on 48 against the Algo's 36. Will you make it to 50 with
Yes.
with what four films left?
Yeah,
Who knows?
I will.
We'll have to.
Yeah,
We'll have
I'm
to
putting
wait
it
and
out there
see.
now. Prediction.
Yeah. So Woody, why do you think this should be at the top of my list of favorite films?
So obviously this was one of your films growing up with, and it was your childhood. So having it as one of your top films, like,
You're about to
show
say, let me
anyone.
paint you a picture.
Yeah.
But just sit back. Imagine you were back
Yeah.
at the age.
Yeah. Like, you loved your childhood, you hate your life now, so just go back and remember all the good things.
Like it's a good film to remember where you came from.
Yeah.
And obviously the songs are all from that area. Don't know about the 1987 exact, but they're all from that area, and it was very good. And yeah, songs were fitting. The jokes, I assume, the jokes were all good for their times. They actually fit. All of the references worked. And then it's a lot of different genres. Rather than some films which are solely one. This gets like the action, it gets the romance, gets the comedy, gets all of them.
Oh.
And at least from what I know about John Cusack, he fits the role very well of a hitman going through a very much existential crisis.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good pitch. I like that one.
Nice.
I think that's
Like it.
that's
Like
that's
it.
that's going to be up there, Andy. I think let's put it forward well.
That's a good argument, and I'm also cliche, so you've got that as well.
There is also that. Yes.
Cool. Wow. We won't ask you to put your favorite films from the list that you've been on, because we know that obviously there's no real contest with this being top of the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're driving everywhere rather than walking, and that was a big thing. But there we go. Well, thanks for coming down. Good to get you on a non Lord of the Rings.
Thanks for inviting
film.
me.
Yeah. Yeah. There were some other
you
good
can
films
just,
on, you see, Woody. It wasn't just hobbits walking around everywhere.
Before you go, we'll load you up with DVDs of other films that you should watch between the two of us. It'll be fine. Cool. Well, we continue on into next week. Then we don't know what it's going to be.
We haven't done where it is on my list.
Oh, where is it on?
Oh.
Yeah. Where is it on your list?
Just want to be clear,
it
Andy.
Sounds like it's got to be.
Season 1 has not finished yet. Don't start dialing it in. Don't start working from home on this podcast. This is start stepping up. I did still enjoy this, so I put this number 6. So just below Whiplash and just above Night and Day. So the ultimate combo. So yeah,
That Night and Day would also be a good good double feature. Wow.
Yeah, it would be.
Okay, so didn't crack the top 5 though. That's interesting.
Matrix, Scott Pilgrim, Hot Fuzz, Life is Beautiful, and Whiplash. I don't think it's going to crack the top 3. I was tempted to put it at number 4, but I really did like those two films, Life is Beautiful and Whiplash. I hadn't seen them before, and I think it's easy for me to give a bias of, I've seen these films, and I'd rewatch it a lot. But when I watched them, I really enjoyed those films. So I thought it's going to have to be something special to get in that 5, I think. So Grosse Pointe Blank is a great film, but I think, number 6 for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
There
Well,
we go.
that's all good then. Well, we go on to next week for another roll of the dice. Thanks Woody for coming back.
Yeah, cheers.
We're going to go and find out whether Kev's research skills are accurate and whether 1987 is all of the songs. We'll
We're adding
we
fact
won't let you
checking.
know, but
That's going to be a
we'll
concern for the
leave
podcast.
we'll leave it in the show notes as the professionals say.
Yeah.
So we'll see you next week.